ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ Thank you Sangat ji, thank you Mandeep Singh ji, thank you Pindi Kaur ji for leading us in that beautiful Simran and for joining today in this week's Sangat of the Divine Light weekly discourse. Today I would like to travel with you through the scriptures of the Guru Granth Sahib and some of the sacred discourses of our Gurus, so we can understand the concepts of what we refer to as Sadh Sangat, that true congregation or association, and how we can develop our spiritual practice by being in the Sadh Sangat. Throughout this discourse, as Mandeep Singh mentioned, please stay focused on your mantra, on the divine light that's flowing within you. This is a journey to find that divine light, to experience that divine light, and with the divine's blessings, let's dive deeper into our soul. Bhai Sahib Ji, Baba Ji, many of our spiritualists have told us to find that light within. And when we see that light within, both internally and externally, wherever we look, all we see is that divine light. But the starting point to experiencing that divine light is from the Sangat itself, the divine Sangat, the Sadh Sangat. And this is why the scriptures have time and time again pointed to the need to find those souls, those true, authentic, and pure souls, those that are walking the path. And this is what we refer to as Sadh Sangat, or the true congregation. Now, it doesn't matter where we are in our spiritual practice. It doesn't matter if we've been a Sangat for years, we've been meditating for years, or we're just very new to this. There is a real need for a collective consciousness. The Sangat, or the company we keep, will define who we are. It defines our character. They become our main influences in life. In the Sangat, we develop those divine aspirations, that yearning to meet the divine. In the Sangat, we're inspired to meditate. We're inspired to serve. We're inspired to learn. We're inspired to let go of those negative traits that are plaguing us. All those negative karmas that we built up and built up and built up and built up. Within the Sangat, we get the tools to see how we can eradicate those and how we adopt divine virtues in our life. And then, Sangat Ji, when we're really blessed, when we're really fortunate, we find that very rare soul, that 1 in a million, that divine soul, that fully realized soul, that true master. And in that Sangat, in their Sangat, thousands of doors just open for us. The scriptures, the Gurbani, time and time again have said, be mindful of the company we keep. Always think, do they uplift you? Do they inspire you? Or are they bringing you down? Are they making you feel positive, or are they taking you to a negativity? Bhai Gurdas Ji, who holds the key to the Guru Granth Sahib, in understanding the Guru Granth Sahib, they give these examples of Sangat. Bhai Gurdas Ji says, first take wind. Wind pushes rain clouds away from one area, but in another area it will burst and it will be raining a flood. Then take water, for example. We need water to stay alive, but that same water, if contaminated, will cause all sorts of illnesses, all sorts of tragedy. Then take fire, Sangat Ji. Bhai Gurdas Ji says we need fire for cooking. But if that fire goes out of control, it will burn your house down. In the same way, Bhai Gurdas Ji tells us this. Kaho ki sangat mil jeevan mukt hoye, kaho ki sangat mil jam par jaat hai. There is that company, that Sangat that will liberate us. And there's that company that will take us into the pits of hell. There is that Sangat that will unite us with the divine, that will inspire us. But there's that Sangat that will just create a living hell for us. Even if we don't realize it, the negativity will affect who we are. And that will be a certain death of our consciousness, even in this life. Sangat Ji, there's no doubt there are many fake saints out there, many fake gurus, many who live in a state of spiritual ignorance, but they're teaching other people. and identifying these souls can be completely difficult. Many innocent souls can be left floating in the wilderness when in a company blinded by Maya. These people may speak the scriptures. They may have the perception of outward humility, but their whole life is in chaos. And Sangatji, I put myself in this category. Identifying these people, these imposters, is a challenge. But saints have very different levels. And according to their awareness, we see very different experiences with them. But there are true masters, there are true realized souls like Baba Jaswant Singh Ji, who share some of these unique qualities of that true, genuine saint. What makes Baba Ji, Baba Jaswant Singh and other saints like them, Baba Nand Singh Ji, Baba Ishwar Singh Ji, Baba Puran Singh Ji, what makes them different? Their foundation is rooted in meditation and service and devotion and nothing else. They have no interest in our money. They want nothing from us other than for us to achieve our spiritual potential, nothing else. They're always willing to give and give and give. And along with this, Sangatji, they have these 4 specific characteristics, these 4 specific qualities. Firstly, they have no discrimination. Let's introspect. If we are to live a path of spirituality, if we're serious about this path, then we have to let go of that discrimination, that hatred of others. We have to let it go. As the 5th Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us, बिसर गई सब तात पराई जब ते साध संगत मोहि पाई ना को बैरी नहीं बेगाना सगल संग हमको बनियाई. Guru Arjan Dev Ji is giving us the example that when they came in the Sadh Sangat, then their jealousy, that hatred that they had for others just completely disappeared. Bisar gayi, forgotten it. Jab te Sadh Sangat mohi pai. When I found that Sadh Sangat, everything, all these little frustrations just left me. And now what happens? Na ko bhari, I have no enemies. Nahi beganna, no one's a stranger to me. Sagala sang humko banai, because I see everybody is a part of me and I'm a part of them, and there are no strangers, and all there is Ikko and God is oneness. Ikko and God, oneness. They've let their jealousy go, they've let their hatred go, and they put it at the feet of the Guru. They run as far away as they can from slander and thinking negatively about anyone. These true saints cover our mistakes, Sangatji. And Babaji covered countless of our mistakes. These souls are our advocates in our last moments. When we are held to account, these saints give evidence on our behalf. Treat it like that way. They give evidence on our behalf. They act as our advocate. And that's the importance of being in a Sangat, a blessed Sangat. Those that can open thousands of doors for us when we need it. Remove that discrimination and everything you see is the divine. Everything is one. Everything is one. This hatred, this discrimination, this will all go once we realize that we are one. When we meditate on the one, when we keep on living in that experience of the one. Sangatji, we can meditate as much as we like. But until that discrimination goes, until we start seeing that light, that same light that's within us is within everybody. We won't go deeper in this path. We won't go deeper into our awareness. These realized souls have no discrimination. Rich or poor, Hindu, Muslims, Christian, Sikh, means nothing. Man or woman means nothing. We are all one. They have no interest in my way, no interest in your way. For them, it's one divine family. We are all connected. We are one. Secondly, these souls are rooted both internally and externally in humility, deep humility. Not just contrived humility, but that humility that comes from each and every pore of their body. In doing so, these realized souls have made their life a total act of devotion. They've let go of their ego. And in doing so, everything they're experiencing is a complete divine experience. They put everything to the divine. They attribute everything to divine, not just the good, but the good and the bad, everything. Nothing's attributed to them themselves. This is a humility not by words, but by their very nature. And their only mission is to fall further into that garibi, that nimrata, that humility. Thirdly, Sangatji, these souls have risen above the material world of Maya. Now, Maya is a term that we use constantly. And Maya essentially is anything that pulls us away from the divine. Anything that takes our attention away from that divine, even the slightest of distractions, is all Maya. And anything that's separated from the divine is Maya. This whole material world is a distraction. We see our families as real, our jobs as real. We see this nature as real. We define ourselves by the things that are around us, which are just not permanent. And all of these things will eventually let us down. There are even some traditions that will worship creation and not the creator. But the fully realized souls have risen above this. They've risen above this Maya. They live in this world, but they're not attached to it. Everything they do is an act of devotion. Wherever they are, they remain absorbed in the divine. They remain completely in the presence of the divine and nothing else. There's no separation. And then fourthly, Sangatji, these realized souls have the same state of mind, whether in happiness or sadness. The Guru, in fact, moves us away from these extreme expressions of joy and sadness. Within both of these, there's the ability to lose our present, to lose our awareness. In sorrow, in sadness, we become bitter and resentful. But also in extreme happiness, we become forgetful, extremely forgetful. Forgetful of the divine blessings that we have in our life. And this is why the realized souls remain stable and content in both situations. They are emotionally stable. They're not at the mercy of the hot winds of Maya. These little things that will affect our behaviors have risen above these. They do not rise in anger and resentment and bitterness. They've discarded their bitterness. They're instead rooted in tolerance, forgiveness, compassion, and contentment. They will usually remain silent if someone attacks them, if someone slanders them, if someone accuses them. They will remain completely silent. They feel extreme compassion towards those souls who have deserted from this path, who are so far away from their source. But they find that deep devotion, they find that deep love for those that are truly in love with the divine, and they have even more reverence for those saints. But they have a compassion for those who are far away from this path. Slander them, accuse them, dishonor them, but they won't rise in this anger. They're not a slave to their emotions. How do we get to this state of being, Sangatji? This is all divine blessings and nothing else. There could be no service, there could be no seva. Seva meaning service, selfless service, without divine blessings. And Sangatji, we are all sitting here because of those divine blessings. Without the blessings of the divine, we had no awareness. We couldn't even be here, right now, without divine blessings itself. And not from our efforts. As the scriptures, the Gurbani has told us, Kal na milyo, sev na milyo, milyo ay achinta. We cannot meet the divine by our own efforts, the Guru says, nor can we meet them through mere service. But the divine comes and meets us spontaneously, milyo ay achinta. Spontaneously. This is all a blessing, and it's an experience that can't be forced. We may feel that we are owed respect. We may feel that we should be allowed to do seva as a right, and whenever we want. But truthfully, seva is just a reward of the divine. It's a gift of the divine. As it pleases them, they give you this blessing to serve, and as it pleases them, they can take it away. They can create you and destroy you in a second. This is why even the perfect saints beg and ask the divine to always keep them in their seva and to allow them to do whatever pleases the divine. But until then, Sangatji, we continue with our actions, the repeated meditations, the singing that we do, the daily disciplines we keep up, the services or seva that we try and physically do. perform these. All of these are a divine stepping stone. This is us knocking on the door of the divine, waiting for it to open. We're just like those rainbirds that you get in hot countries, who are singing and singing and singing in search of that one drop of rain, that one drop of water. They might be surrounded by pools of water, but they're looking for that one drop of rain that's coming. The same with the Chakavi, who's singing all night waiting for the sunshine. In the same way, with the support of the Sangat, the efforts we put in is to receive that divine blessing. It's in the hope that one day they will look at us and bless us. We will receive that Gur Prasad, that grace. And as this divine light shines on us all, that's when the truth of who and what we really are will start to be revealed. To illustrate the importance of Sangat and this path, Sangatji, let's now focus our attentions on our Shabad mantra as we travel back to the time of the sixth Guru, Guru Har Gobind Sahib. The sixth Guru is sitting on the spiritual throne, the sacred throne of Guru Nanak. Sangatji, thousands are flocking just to get a glimpse of this Guru, to hear their sacred teachings. And out of these thousands, there was one Sikh, there was one disciple of the Guru by the name of Bhai Sai Das Ji. And Bhai Sai Das Ji had received the blessings of the Guru. Their consciousness, their surti, was completely remained focused in the divine. For them, everything was one. The Shabad mantra resounded automatically within them. They saw no difference between pleasure and pain. They saw no differences between anyone. And Bhai Sahib Das Ji obtained this through pleasing the Guru, through dedicated seva, through their service, through their meditations. Now, Bhai Sahib Das Ji had this one friend by the name of Bhai Tisa. Bhai Tisa. And Tisa would observe his friend in wonderment. How is it that this man, Saidas, he's unaffected by pleasure and pain? People are slandering him, they're accusing him of all sorts of things, and he's not affected. How does he remain in a state of bliss? How can this be? And Bhai Tisa says, Saidas Ji, you are my friend. I see that you're in peace always. You discriminate against no one. You're absorbed completely in the divine. Please bless me with that same state of mind. And Saidas Ji responded, drenched in humility, and says, my friend, I am nothing without the blessings of my Guru, the sixth Guru, Guru Har Gobind Sahib. And if you wish, I can take you to them to seek the same blessings. And Bhai Tisa jumped at the chance and he went with Saidas Ji to go and see the Guru. If we pause here, Sangat Ji, here we can see the importance of Sangat in action, the friends that we keep. Here Bhai Tisa was connected with the true Guru. Sai Das Ji didn't connect him to himself. He attributed everything to the divine. Bhai Tisa was desperate for the Guru's blessings. And Sai Das Ji did not hide anything from Tisa. He took them straight to the Guru's hand. We cannot choose our family, we cannot choose our friends sometimes, but we can choose the company that we keep. And depending on what we want out of life, that is the company that we should look for. And if we wish to find the divine, we need to find those people who have the same aspirations to find the divine, who have the same longing as ours. And when we find those realized souls, we follow them, follow their footprints to find the divine. There's no other path. Simply find that Sangat, that blessed Sangat. Take on their values and attributes. Wherever they walk, you walk. Because if we end up in a different Sangat, if we end up in a negative Sangat, even the smallest of mistakes in company that we keep will take us so far away from the divine. So Bhai Sai Das Ji took Bhai Tisa to the Guru. They both bowed their heads. Guruji looked at Bhai Sahib with such love and affection, a beaming smile on their face, because they'd already blessed Sai Das Ji with that inner knowledge, that inner wisdom. Tisaji comes, he bows down in front of the Guru and said, please make me whatever you've made Sai Das. May I too experience the Shabad Mantar. May I also see the one in everyone. May I be free from the traps of this world. May I be free from the traps of pleasure and pain. May I also serve. And the Guru said to Bhai Tisa, 3 simple messages. Simply come into the Sadh Sangat. Remember the Shabad Mantar and spend your time in whatever seva that you can, wherever you find it. And in time, Guru Nanak Dev Ji will bless you. Come into the Sadh Sangat, remember the Shabad Mantar, and do whatever seva or service you can, and Guru Nanak will bless you. It's said that many years went past, Sangatji, many years. Bhai Tisa would attend the Sangat, but that ultimate gift he was looking for was just not achieved, was not in sight. And many times he would say to the Guru, I've been meditating for a while, been serving for a while, but I don't see the progress that I wanted to make. Or his mind wasn't seeing the recognition that he was looking for. The truth is, Sangatji, that when our mind is polluted with all different experiences and ideas and all different irrational thoughts, it will stop us from planting the seeds, those spiritual seeds. And when those spiritual seeds are not planted, they cannot be watered, they cannot grow. The important thing is, Sangat, to keep serving, keep serving, keep serving. Never let the Sangat, never leave the Sangat. That Sangat that's going to take you to your destination, never leave it. This is a relentless pursuit. There's no other source, there's no other place for our joy and contentment. And again, Bhai Tisaji would ask Guru Hargobind Sahib. They will repeat this message. Please make me like Sai Das Ji, they will plead. And the Guru will say the same thing. Focus on the Shabad Mantar. Stay in the Sadh Sangat. Serve as much as you can, and Guru Nanak Dev Ji will bless you. The thing is, if the Guru wished, they could have blessed Bhai Tisa in a second, but there was a lesson that Bhai Tisa had to go through. They had to walk through the plagues of Maya. They had to walk through the levels of ego within themselves before they could see the divine light within them. And then after many years, Sangatji, that blessed time came, the time for realization, where they were going to receive this Guru Prasad, this Guru's blessings. Bhai Tisa was on their farmland, and they were watering their crops. And he made a channel for the water to flow along the ground, so it's flowing through his land, so he could go to water his crops. But as Bhai Tisa looked in the distance, he saw a figure sitting with their feet in the water. This water was touching the feet of this figure, this person, and then going towards the crops. As he looked, as he got closer, it was none other than the 6th Guru, Guru Hargobind Sahib themselves. They were touching the blessed feet of the Guru and then going to irrigate the rest of the land. There were no attendants there. There were no sevadars around the Guru. There was no army around the Guru as what you would expect. They were sitting there completely alone. And at this point, Tisaji realized that they were being blessed with divine revelation. The light of Ik Onkar is everywhere. The light of the One Divine is everywhere, and at that point it appeared in front of them in the form of the 6th Guru, Guru Hargobind. Tisaji ran to the Guru and repeated his request. Please bless me with the vibration of the Shabad. Please bless me that I see one in all. May I have no difference in pleasure and pain. May I receive your blessings. The Guru responded to Tisa and said, you made these requests continuously, but do this. If you can sit for as long as 24 minutes, ikakadi, and totally focus on the divine realization, the divine Shabad, then this awareness will come to you. And Tisaji thought this is easy. But as he sat, his mind played all sorts of tricks. Countless thoughts started to plague him. Then he thought, okay, let me focus on the image of the Guru instead. So then he tried to focus on the image of the Guru. But no matter how much he tried, he couldn't imagine the Guru's face. It just wouldn't come to his mind. And at this point, he was completely in despair, Sangatji. He was not finding his focus anywhere. And then an idea came to him. He said, let me focus on the Guru's feet and that water touching and flowing around the feet and going onto the fields. And in doing so, Bhai Tisa became so absorbed in meditation that he became unattached with his body. He didn't realize the time that had passed. Hours had passed by when he was in meditation, not just 24 minutes. They attained such an unwavering focus on the Guru, such a stillness in the experience of their meditation that was unparalleled. And the light of the divine started to shine brightly from within them. When he finally awoke from his meditation, Sangatji, he immediately set off with his friend Sai Das to go and see the Guru. And immediately as Bhai Tisa saw the Guru, Guru Har Gobind Sahib turned to his friend Sai Das. He said, Sai Das ji, make sure you look after your friend Tisa. His experience is new, and we don't want anything to make him lose that experience, because Maya could come at any time to take that experience, that awareness away from him. Many spiritualists receive these divine blessings, but Maya can still pull you down. Many spiritualists have reached great elevation, but if there's any appearance of Maya, even the slightest bit of ego, it will crack your foundation. The whole house will fall down. As the scripture says, the Guru narrated, Karme amrita an nisaryo, kisar kakeo pum pardaryo. The Guru said, he came to me and I poured the nectar of the Amrit in his hands, but it slipped through his fingers and fell to the ground. How did this happen? The Guru answers this. Sad mohe ladi ahankari, dos nahi prabh karne hare. Sad mohe ladi ahankari, dos nahi prabh karne hare. Because they were burdened by their desires, their ego, their attachments, their ego. It's not the Creator's fault, but all for us to lose. So Bhai Sai Das ji then says to the Guru, how can I support Tisa? And the answer comes, Sad sang mite param andhare, nanak meli sirjanhare. The answer the Guru says, even when you've received experiences, even when you feel you've achieved that awareness, go back to the Sangat. Because that's where our darkness is dispelled. And that's where you finally blend yourself into the divine. So do not think because we have a gift, do not think that because we've achieved any spiritual experience that we no longer need the Sangat. Even the saints need the Sangat. The ego will return and you'll be left at your own devices. Stay focused on the Shabad and continue to serve. Adopt those values of the Guru. Follow their instructions, follow the scriptures, follow the Shabad Mantra. This is our only support, Sangatji. What we take from this is that there are no coincidences in life. Coming into the Sangat is a blessing itself. This seva or service that we do is a blessing and it's a reward. Do not take it lightly. We may feel we've been on this path for a while, and we may feel that we've not been given the recognition or we've not achieved what we want to achieve. But understand this, if we move away from the Sangat, then we will be lost in the plague of Maya. It happens automatically. But understand this, doesn't matter how much Sangat we do, as we go deeper into this, we will know if we're excelling on this path. If we start moving away from those vices, where we have that desire to meditate more, to sing more, to serve more, to understand more, then realize this, Sangatji, that's that devotion in motion. That is where we're going deeper into our spiritual practice, when all we can think about is to experience the divine. Baba Nand Singh Ji will say that if you say Vaheguru, the name of the divine, the Shabad Mantra, and you have the desire to automatically say Vaheguru again, that is the divine's blessing. That means your prayers are being heard, because within you, you've got this inherent happiness, just to remember the divine. And these virtues, these blessings will come to us when we start living those values, when we remove that ego, when we remove that discrimination from our life. And it's in this Sangat that I reflect on the beautiful Sangat that we have here. We've been running this for almost 4 years now, Sangat. Every discourse, every Simran, every Kirtan has been an act of inspiration. The Sangat is a place for everyone. Everyone is welcome here. They're welcome to express their messages, their teachings of their own faith traditions. This is a place where we can share our common values and common goals. I remember thinking to myself, Sangat, when I first joined the Sangat, I felt very lost. I felt very lost in the passing of our mentor, our guide, Baba Jaswant Singh Ji. And by joining the Sangat, I felt Babaji was ever present. I wasn't sure about joining the Sangat because I didn't know what I was letting myself into. And then after that, despite having a lot of experience of leading discourses in universities and gurdwaras and different places, I didn't have the guts to volunteer for seva here for over a year and a half. Because even now, many times I feel I just have nothing to offer. I have no real experience to even talk from. But if we just look back, if we just reflect as a Sangat, we've all traveled together for a number of years now. If we look back at these beautiful years that we've spent with each other, we've experienced things from people like Zakaria, Rizwana, from the Muslim tradition, who've shared some beautiful verses from the Quran with us and have sung to us. Our sister Tina, she's led us in meditation in the name of Yeshua. Our sister Belle led countless meditations from the Hindu, Tibetan, and even Gaelic traditions. Then who remembers Cheyenne and Spirit? Do you remember their talk? Open spirituality, talking us about their spiritual journey with us and sharing that with us. Then our sister Han, she spoke about guarding our heart. And this still remains one of my most favorite discourses of all times, and I listened to it a couple of times. Every couple of weeks, I will turn that discourse on. And then we've had readings from the Gita, we've had words of Swami Vivekananda. My sister Anne from Belgium, she shares some beautiful poetry of Rumi. Forgive me because there's been countless more people who have contributed to the Sangat over the years, and I've probably forgotten them. But countless people have brought divine experiences from various different traditions here. All of these souls, all of these contributions are divine jewels. All of these individuals had the thirst to serve, and they continue to serve. And whenever the opportunity arises, they take it with open arms. All have come from different places, but with that one vision to come together, to remove barriers, and to serve the divine. This is a liberating experience, Sangat, that we have here at Sangat of Divine Light. It doesn't matter what tradition we come from, we all celebrate one another. We belong to one another. We celebrate that oneness within us. Before joining the Sangat, I didn't know Baisavji, even though we were in the same Sangat together. We're walking around Babaji, never seen them before. I didn't know James. I didn't know Zakaria. I didn't know River. I didn't know most of you. I didn't know Kiara. Didn't know Amardeep. We've all been brought together to meet together, to meditate together by those divine blessing. And now, a majority of us are all getting together to meditate 3-4 times a week. Again, devotion and motion, all brought forward by the Sangat. This is your platform, Sangatji. And whilst we start, and when we start these Sangats, yes, we start with the Mool Mantra, the Guru Mantra. But throughout the discourses, throughout the platforms that we have, you're free to contribute whatever messages, whatever reading, whatever mantras. That's always been the case from the beginning, and nothing's changed. This is a place for oneness. This is a place for us to all experience and express our devotion. But yes, we start with Mool Mantra and Guru Mantra. But everybody else, as has always been the case, has always contributed. And will always continue to contribute. And again, we welcome anybody who wants to contribute. Please do get in touch. And when the divine blessing us, when it's the right time for us, that divine blessing will come to you. Please look for that opportunity to serve the divine, and when the opportunity comes, join us in service. Give your life some value. Give our life some value. The biggest virtue is when you unite people to the divine. The absolutely worst thing you could do is when you tear people away. When you tear people with your words and your actions and your hatred. No. As we reflected on the Saki of the sixth Guru, they are always willing to bless, and it's through their consciousness that we will find any bliss. The Sangat is full of love, and in that love of the Sangat will also act as a check and balance for you. When you're on the wrong path, when you're heading in the wrong direction, you'll get that inspiration from the Sangat to pull you back on the right path. And sometimes those words might come quite strongly, but it's all out of a place of love to bring you back onto the path. There's no hierarchy here. There's no leaders here. In the Sangat, we support each other. We encourage one another. We join with one another. And this is why each and every one of you, and this is how each and every one of you has made this Sangat so beautiful for me, and so beautiful for each and every one of us. So please take these opportunities, Sangatji. Let us give this life some purpose. This is our time, this is our place, this is our moment. Let's join with the divine. Let's create something so beautiful that's not been created anywhere else. And with these words, Sangatji, I've taken enough of your time. But thank you so much for your blessings and your encouragement and your faith. And with these words, I beg your forgiveness. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.